Everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for another weekly recap of Love After Lockup. This is season 3, episode 10, and it was titled Up in Smoke. Is it Love After Lockup or Life After? Love After Lockup. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, y'all, I know I'm late, but I was doing a little low time, so here I am. Please forgive me, okay? Please forgive me, because y'all know I usually don't be this late. At least I be Saturday, but not Sunday at what? It's almost 6 o'clock, ain't it? Yeah, so we just gonna jump into it because I'm already late. Ain't no need for me to be sitting up here chatting. Let's hit up Brittany and Marcello first, or Marcelino. Marcelino. So they are in the house and they're under quarantine, but people are still like working on their house and stuff, or working on their yard because they're getting their yard done and whatnot. So I guess the city wasn't all the way shut down, but I'm like, if y'all in quarantine, why are people okay, but whatever. They were working on their yard and stuff, and child, it is loud with the workers working on the yard, the kids running around, the dogs running around, and then they got this small living space. So Brittany is about to lose her shit. Okay, she is stressed out. She like, look, why we need a new house? Like, this is too much. I'm in this house with y'all and it's all close and stuff like that. Why are we? He like, but we getting the yard done. Like, why won't we move? And we get, she like, look, I understand all that, but the $10,000 that we took to for this yard, we could have put it on a new house. He was like, well, it really wasn't 10,000. She was like, wait, what? Well, how much was it? He was like, well, I had to take out like a second mortgage on the house, or a loan on the house, or something like that for 25,000. She like, 25,000? Like, you wasn't going to tell me? He was like, I mean, you see what's going on. She mad because she not mad so much about the money. She upset because he didn't tell her. So she like, he's still moving like he's single. So I understand what her frustration was or whatever. And so she's upset about that. And then she's saying maybe she's more upset because they haven't really spent any quality time together because, she just had a baby. Then she got the 2 young kids and stuff like that. So she's just overwhelmed and she just want a little me time with Marcelino or whatever. So she's calling her mom up to sit with the children. So she called her mom up to sit with the kids. And her mom is a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, I believe. Was she on drugs? I think she was on drugs too. So a recovering drug addict and alcoholic, and you're gonna leave her with 3 children. Not saying that alcoholics can't be with children, nothing like that. But this is a different environment, for her. And I'm sorry, y'all, my neighbor. Anyway, not saying that she can't babysit 3 kids, because there's people out here who have recovered and they can work functioning jobs and stuff like that. That's not my point. My point is, how long she been sober for? But this is a new environment for her. She's stressed out. The quarantine has like a lot of people who don't have mental illness, and people who have mental illness have spiraled because of the quarantine and being in one space at one time. So this is a lot of stress on her, and she can't go to no AA meetings. You got her watching 3 young children with like 2 or 3 dogs in there. The people still out there. That's a lot of stimulus for her. And child, she was watching the children for, I don't know how long she was watching them for, but Brittany and Marcelino, they went to like a convenience store, and he brought some alcohol and stuff like that, and they was just kind of walking around Vegas, and it was like the strip was deserted pretty much. It was a few cars driving, and they were just kind of filming, how they were just getting their quality time. By the time they get to the house, the mama done dipped out. She done called the daughter to watch the babies, and Brittany like, well, where mom at? Like, what you doing here? She was like, girl, mom called me up to watch these children, and she left. She went home. It was too much for her, so she done went home. Lord only knows if she went home to drink or do drug. Like, who knows what she went to do. And Brittany like, well, I'm upset with her because she's not even putting in the effort. She hasn't even done like virtual AA, because they did have virtual AA, NA, all that. So her mom hasn't even taken the opportunity to do that to control or cope with her disease and stuff. So she like, look, hand the baby over to Marcelino. We finna roll out up on her, because the sister even was like, look, my bank just called me and they told me that my account is under $50, and I know that's crazy. And that's not right or whatever. So they hopped in the minivan, child, and they headed over to the mama house. I was just like, oh, and the sister was like, well, you know, you and mom in one room, that's going to be a fight on its own. So we about to see something real drama next week on them two. Let's go with Maria, Michael, and Sarah. MMS. We gonna go with them. We see Sarah. She in the gym. She working out with her friend Emmy. Yeah, her friend Emmy. She working out and stuff like that. And Emmy asking her, you know, how she doing and stuff. She was like, "Girl, I'm doing good. I had a workout last night." You know. I'm like, no, Sarah, I did not need to know that you and Malcolm had sex. I didn't need to know that. But Emmy is happy. She cheering on Sarah's relationship with Malcolm. Look, Emmy gonna cheer on anybody as long as it ain't Michael, because we know she cannot stand that boy. But she tells Emmy how she invited Michael and Malcolm to the birthday party and how she wanted them to meet before the birthday party so no drama really pop off or whatever, but she hasn't heard anything from Michael. So we see Michael, he's supposed to be headed to the birthday party. Child, he in Michigan, Flint, Michigan or whatever like that, to see his mama, because you know that's where they from. So he out there sitting on the porch with his mama. I was like, oh, okay, she got a new weave ponytail. Okay, I see you, mama, with the bang-ang. I see you, girl. Okay. But she finally got them sides slicked up and okay, I see you. All right. Anyway, she's sitting on the porch. She talking to Michael, and Michael telling her about Maria. I guess Maria quirking out, child, because she doing shit that's gonna get me back in jail, and she don't even care if I go back to jail, because she done told me point blank period that she don't care if I go back to jail. And she was like, well, what you gonna do about it? Like, you done with her and stuff? He was like, yeah, I'm pretty much done with her. I was like, well, good, because that's crazy. Like, why would you be with somebody who's starting fights and stuff like that to get you back in jail? And then they like, I don't really care. We both can go to jail. No, fam. But he should have already knew she was crazy when she popped off at Sarah at the hotel for no reason. Like, but that's what you wanted to run off to. So he finally said he done with Maria. His phone started ringing. It's Sarah, or he claimed it's Sarah, but he don't answer the phone. And she like, well, who was that? He was like, Sarah. And she was like, well, why you ain't answer the call? He was like, because I try to talk to her about the birthday party, and she don't want to talk to me. Or I tried to get the girls to go. What did he say? He tried to take the girls with him because he had birthday plans for the kids. And he was like, well, you're welcome to join in on the birthday plans and stuff. I'm going to get them. And she was like, oh, hell no. That's not what you want to do. So he doesn't want to talk to her, whatever. He said he was up there, or he left early to spend time with the girls early, but instead he gonna go to his mama house and then head up to the birthday party tomorrow. Well, he's stupid as hell, because like, you proving her point. Like, won't you show up early for these children? Like, prove her wrong. Like, show up early, and she'd be like, oh damn, he was here early. Okay, so he did pull up. He did do what he said he was going to do. You gonna pull up the day of the birthday party when you had already told this girl you was gonna come early. So you just looking stupid. Like, that's why she keeps saying the shit she keeps saying, because you keep doing this stupid shit. So, child, he ain't answer the phone or nothing like that. I don't know what the mama said. Talking about some, he's showing some growth because he wouldn't never talk about or be excited about his girl's birthday party or something like that. I was just like, what? I was like, but he up here a couple days early, but he not going to see his children. Instead, he's sitting on the porch talking to you. That's growth? Oh, okay. But anyway, we see Sarah. She going to her therapy sessions, which I'm glad she's still going to her therapy. And she's telling the doctor, you know, how Michael still ain't shit. He ain't seeing the kids and yada, yada, yada. And she said that she 100% done with the relationship, but she about 95% done with him. Well, him as a father, because he don't step up or whatever. And she was like, well, the way you talk about him, I can see it's like a change in you because you're like really mad. And she was like, yes, because I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired. Like, I'm a mom 100%. I'm a mom every day. I'm a mom with no breaks or all this stuff. And I felt what she was saying, like, because a lot of single moms out here have felt like that, felt that breakdown when everything is compiling on you and you just like, why Why the fuck is it just me when I'm not the one who made these children by myself? Like, where is my fucking help? Like, help me, okay? So I felt what she was saying. However, she knew what she signed up for when she signed up with this, when she got with this man. Like, she knew that he wasn't shit. She knew he was a cheater. She knew he was a liar. She knew these things. She knew he was in and out of jail because he was in jail. No, didn't he cheat on her before he went to jail or something like that? And then he went to jail. Did she marry him in jail to try to keep him or something like that? And then she ended up getting pregnant as soon as he got out of jail with the baby girl. So you knew he wasn't shit. So why would you bring in extra children and stuff like that? And then when she slept with him, who knows how many months ago, she ain't used no condom still. I think she was hoping she would get pregnant by this man. Like, to be like, oh, we got 3 kids now, you gotta stay. Like, what? Her mindset ain't right. And then she been seeing this therapist since she was a child, she said. Or she been in therapy. I hope she been in therapy since she was a child. Because if she been seeing this same therapist since she was a child, I think she need to go on to a different one. Because it ain't working. It ain't working. That lady ain't working for her. But at any rate, during therapy, she was just like, I'm done. I need a break or something. And then she got up and went outside. And it sounded like she was calling Michael. So I was kind of confused on that. Because it sounded like she was calling Michael. If y'all hear these children in the background, I'm sorry, y'all. My niece here with my baby nephew, and then my 3 children, they down there playing some video game where you can play all together. So they fussing at each other because they probably dying. So I apologize if you hear them. What was I saying? Oh, it sounded like she got in the car and she was calling Michael because she was like, Michael, I need helpers. I don't know what she was saying. So I was just like, I hope she was calling Malcolm and was complaining about Michael. Because I was just like, that's weird. But that was pretty much it for Sarah and Michael. Because they no more Maria. So it's just MS. Then Lamar and Andrea. It really wasn't a lot going on with them. But this episode showed Lamar with Tennyson. He was taking them over to his brother's house, Dulo or whatever. Child, in the car, on the car over there, Lamar was like, well, what's the difference between the Utah Mormons and the Mormons over here? He was like, well, I mean, it's not really like a big difference. I mean, they're all basically nosy. He was like, oh, so they all like that. I was cracking up. But they go over to Dulo's house because Dulo wants to, Lamar, I should say, wants to introduce Tennyson into music and stuff because Tennyson is getting into music a little bit more and Dulo makes beats and all the other good stuff. So he invites him over there. They just sitting there and talking, and Dulo was telling Tennyson how the neighborhood was safe and shit. Tennyson was like, but you just got shot. So I was cracking up because them kids be letting them know. He was like, but you just got shot here though, like in this neighborhood. Like he was like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you right. So apparently the brother got shot like a few weeks ago. He was trying to get out the way. It was like random shooting, and he got hit in the foot or whatever. So Tennyson was like, well, what's the difference between the neighborhoods? Like, how can you tell if you're in a safe neighborhood or a bad one? He was like, well, the bars on the window. And then Lamar was like, yeah, because if somebody jogging down the street with their dog, you know that's a good one. I was like, oh my goodness. And so Dulo, he rolls up some weed or whatever and smoking it, and Tennyson is looking like, like this ain't it or whatever. So he offers Tennyson some weed, and Tennyson was like, no, I don't do that or whatever. And in his interview, he was like, if he goes around family members who want to smoke it or whatever like that, he'll just have to not show up or not be around it or whatever, because that's not his life, basically. And he was telling Dulo, like, look, my Christianity, my faith and stuff makes me want to keep my mind pure, my body pure, so no. And Lamar was like, yeah, man, we not into that. No, don't do that or whatever. And then Lamar said in his interview that Dulo was out of order, offering him some weed and stuff like that. So I felt like Tennyson, well, I already knew Tennyson wasn't going to do anything or whatever. So, because first of all, he like, I don't want to get killed by my mama, and he wasn't raised like that or whatever. And he has common sense, basically. So he's like, no, or he's no, I'm not gonna do this, I'm not gonna do that. He's not just gonna fall into peer pressure type thing. So he said no. Child, why we see like a little scene with Nyla and Andrea? They was in the dang on pharmacy or something. Why Andrea going at this child talking about some safe sex and you don't want to have no kids and all? Nyla like, Mom, we are not finna do this. No, we're not doing this. No, we are in the middle of the pharmacy. No. I was cracking up because I'm like, who raised Andrea's kids? Because they got more common sense than her ass do, child. And then we see Nyla and Tennyson, they share a room together. So they share a room and they were sitting in there talking, and Andrea came in there doing something weird or whatever, child. And they both was just like, why she always gotta do the most? Like, what is wrong with her? I was cracking up. And he was like, well, what y'all do? She was like, we was in the pharmacy, and you know how she gets. She's all loud and everything. And she's talking to me about safe sex and stuff. So, everyone heard it. I was just like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. And Nyla asked Tennyson like what he did and stuff, and he was like, well, Dulo offered me some weed, but I said no. And she was like, ooh. And he was like, well, I got to tell Mom. He was like, yeah, you do, but just do it like in a quiet area where it's safe. And she's gonna flip out, like she is gonna lose it or whatever. And then he was like, and she was like, and especially on Lamar, he was like, well, Lamar did real good. He was like, no. And she's like, well, make sure you tell her that. Make sure, because yeah. I was just like, because look, they know their mama. They know their mama is not wrapped too tight, and she is going to flip her lid when she finds out that Lamar had them children, that her son around weed. Because you know how she performed when she went to a party. Wasn't it a party? Yeah, when she went to a party and they was smoking and drinking and she was too extra. Oh my God, that devil, you need to put that. So she gonna flip her shit when she found out Tennyson was around some weed and Dulo offered it. Child, she gonna have them kids packed up and everything. And they was also having a conversation about that, Nyla and Tennyson. And she was like, well, I always wanted to move out to LA since I was little. So we just have to make the best of it and see the positive and stuff in there or whatever. And Tennyson was like, yeah, I mean, you're right or whatever. So it was a good conversation between brother and sister. But I was cracking up because they was just like, why she got to be so extra? I was cracking up. And then Lacy and Shane, they really didn't really have a lot going on. Shane's back in the house or whatever. He came back, I guess right after the pier. She said he stayed in there. He's been there ever since. It's been like 3 months. Yeah, 3 months since the pier meetup. And he came in there with groceries and stuff. The kids came in there and was like, Daddy Shane, you want to go on a trampoline and stuff? So they playing. She looked like she was pregnant. I don't know, because she ain't had that belly before. So she looked like she was pregnant in that dress. Maybe she put on a little weight, but I don't recall Lacy having that pudge before. So I guess we're going to find out what, because there's only one more episode with them, right? So I guess we're going to find out soon. But what happened? She went into her room and started talking to her friend. And at first when she went into that room, I was like, oh God, please don't tell me she got some dude on this phone. But it wasn't. It was her like good girlfriend or whatever. And they were sitting there talking, and the friend is an essential worker, so she's going out. Lacy like, well, you're lucky you're going out and stuff like that. And so anyway, they was talking, and I guess Lacy is trying IVF because we saw last season where she has her tubes tied. So they didn't go to get them untied. So instead they're going to do the IVF procedure and stuff. And that, she said it costs like $6,000 and it's like a crapshoot because it could work, it couldn't work. So they're going to go and do that. And the friend is like, well, y'all kind of moving fast. Like, didn't y'all just get back together? Like, don't you think you rushing it and stuff? Like, why are you doing this? And did you think this is a smart idea? Like, the friend was throwing out some good questions, and she was like, well, I'm apprehensive about having a baby because like her ex with the first child, he was all gung-ho with the first kid, but then 2 more kids. She got 3, right? Or she just got 2. Did she got 3 or 2? But anyway, she said with the next kid, he was like, look, I'm out or whatever. So she's scared. And then the friend was like, yeah, because it's going to be you with another baby to feed, like by yourself and stuff. So she's thinking about that, and she's thinking like, Because the friend was like, well, you just having this kid because he wants to have a child and whatever. And she was like, well, no, I mean, I think it's something that'll bring us closer together. But you know, I'm just gonna think about it some more. So I was just like, girl, why aren't you having another baby? Why? Like, y'all ain't got nothing else to do during quarantine. Like, girl, no. Let him just have them kids. Make sure y'all gonna stay together because, like the friend just said, y'all been up and down. You just kicked them out. You just brought them back. Like, make sure y'all gonna be together before you have a child. Like, because, child, babies can bring on their own type of stress. Like, they are a blessing and all that. But if somebody not in the right frame of mind, that baby can bring on a lot of stress and it will pull people apart versus bringing them together. So she better be sure about that. Anyway, on to our last couple, Tony and Angela, child. So Angela's still fussing at Tony, and Tony still running his mouth, trying to talk and everything like that. She like, don't speak. Just let me finish. He like, come on, put the bat down. She's like, I'm so sick of you. You trying to move in. I'm trying to move on and stuff. And you come here 4 months later with some apology. Like I'm supposed to just forget everything. Like you ain't in love with your addiction and stuff. Like she going in on Tony's ass. And you know Tony, a smooth goddamn talker, child. He all, well, you know, I feel like I can get better. Like with you around me and stuff. And, I just feel like you can help me. Just help me the way you were helping me before. And I've been sitting in my hotel room for 4 months just by myself, just missing you. And what else is changing? Well, I know that things are going to be different because I was in there by myself with you. And I just know it's going to be different. He just running the gab, child. Running. And at first I was like, Angela, you better not fall for this bullshit. You better not fall for this bullshit. 1 second, y'all. So anyway, he laying the thick, and he because she tells us that she has a master's in counseling and stuff like that. So she's been around addicts a long time, so she knows she know what the deal is basically, and she know that he basically lying, he ain't telling the truth, and she ain't falling for it. And I was like, praise God, Angela, praise God. And then she tells Tony, because he like, well, we took vows and stuff. She like, you broke those vows. And she was like, you know what, I ain't even filed a marriage certificate. So he was like, so we ain't really married? No, we're not. And he was like, well, But we took vows and stuff, and you broke those vows with your prostitute. Like she was giving it to him, child. But then so she was, because he was like, well, help me with my goals and stuff like that. So she asked him like, what's your goals and stuff, and he was like, well, my goal is to I think it was like be a better man, get right, some foolish and stuff like that. He was like, I think that's a good goal. What do you think? She's like, your goals is your choice. She basically shut his ass down with the quickness, child. And he was saying like, well, just give me a chance. And she was like, well, I'm not finna set myself up. No, because he was like, do you miss me? She was like, yeah, I miss you or whatever, but I'm not finna set myself up for disappointment and get hurt all over again. I said, you better. Just because I miss you don't mean I'm finna take your ass back, okay? So she was just like, it's time for you to go. And he was like, okay, that was a good start. She gave him that blank stare. And then we see Angela, child, she must have smoked like 10 cigarettes in that one little interview. Talk about Ross. She said that she met Ross 5 years ago through the prison system, of course, child. And she been sending him messages while her and Tony was still dating and stuff. But then when she committed to marrying Tony, she kind of cut Ross off. But she was still kind of, when they had like their problems and stuff like that, she would talk to Ross or whatever. And she said she was going up to see him like every weekend, and then he got moved, and so she only seen him like a couple times. But now he's out of jail, but she couldn't, because she was about to send him a message, but she couldn't send it. And she was like, she started crying, child. She was like, yeah, I guess you could say I was in love with Ross. And so she was like, but I haven't met up with him since he's been out of jail and stuff. And so then she went ahead and sent the message. So we gonna see what happened, child. But then she said Tony is gone. She is free like a bird. She want to fly away. She is done with Tony's ass. I said, and she said that Ross, she connected with him spiritually, mentally. They had that connection and stuff. So I was just like, okay, Angela. So I wonder if that's who she talking to in the whole video chat or whatever. Because we saw her talking in the video chat during one of the previews. So I wonder if that's him. If not, it must be somebody else. So, child, we gonna see. But anyway, y'all, that was the episode of Love After Lockup. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. If y'all like this review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel. And then hit the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.